everybody.
This?
What's up, everybody?
Good morning, church. Praise be. Praise be. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Whoa, you guys are excited. Excited this morning.
Ready to go. All right, we have a few announcements for y'all. We are kicking off a new series today called Elevate, talking about just how to elevate our faith and community with one another. And there is a picture of the reading plan through the Bible app. So if on your own you want to do that reading plan as we go with this series, y'all can go through the Bible app and search Elevate, a conversation about doing life together, and it'll look like that, and you're able to do that plan. Next.
The next announcement is Summer Escape. It is coming right up next week. Next Tuesday, I believe, is the first day. So if you are not signed up, let's give a round of applause for Summer Escape. If you are not signed up, please sign up. It is going to be an awesome week just to hang out and just learn about Jesus. So you can sign that or scan that QR code, send it to your parents, have your mom or dad fill it out, whoever you want, or you can fill it out. It is next week, so it's coming right up. So please, 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 if you're not signed up, sign up. It's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so much fun.
Also, make sure you're inviting your friends because it's going to be a great week and a good time to invite friends to help them start to get involved. Next, we have a girls' event coming up called Bloom. It'll be this Thursday. So I have sheets out on the table out there with the QR code on them that you can scan the QR code to register, or all of our leaders have the link that they'll be able to share with you. So this is something you're going to want to invite your friends to. We are just going to have a good night as only girls. Grades 6 through 12, you guys will want to eat dinner before you come, but we'll have snacks, we'll have a couple activities, some games, and then just a little small conversation about how we can be confident in who God has created us to be. So that's this Thursday at 6:30 in the Commons. So make sure to get registered for that, just so we know how many of y'all to expect.
And then this Wednesday is Ultimate Competition Night, which I'm not really sure what that is, but it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be it's a competition that's going to be ultimate. So you're going to want to show up, be there. It's going to be really fun. So it's this Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30. Show up, bring your friends, and compete.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, whatever it is.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be
Okay,
sweet.
I believe that's all of our announcements today.
What do you got, Will?
I got a new pair of gloves today, but they're both lefts. On one hand, it's great, but on the other, it's just not right.
Oh. How exciting. How exciting. Thank you, William. We love you, Will.
Way to go, Will.
All right. Waves. All right, so now, 8th grade guys with 5 million points to start it
They're
off.
the only one with points.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what the board says, right? Well, it is the last Sunday. Well, I guess, is that right? Junior guys? Sophomore guys? Sophomore guys?
Oh, okay.
I think 6th grade guys had points.
Maybe 6th grade girls. All right, well, today we're going to play a game anyways, regardless of what the points are. And today's game is called Yup or Back Up. And how this is going to work is there's going to be something that goes on the screen, and you're either going to, agree with it or disagree, or, approve of it or disapprove of it. Disapprove?
You disapprove.
Yeah. So if you agree with it, you're going to go to this side. If you disagree, you're going to go to this side. So you're going to stand up. We'll give an example. Can we just show the first one as an example, and we'll just, run it? So the first one is wearing Crocs. So if you approve of wearing Crocs, you're going to stand up and come over here. Stand up.
So
If you
everyone stand up. Everyone stand up.
disapprove of wearing Crocs, you're going to stand up and go to this side. And whatever side has the most people stays in.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of people are going to the Croc section.
And a lot of people are going to the
So-
Crocs section.
This is just a practice round, but if this was for real, then the people on the opposite side of like has less people would be out.
Yeah, so in this case, this is just a practice round. But in this case, all of y'all would stay in, and all of you guys would be out and go sit down because you
are
don't
in the
have as many
minority.
people on
Yeah.
your team. So, okay, everyone, we're playing. The next one is
Not wearing socks with shoes. If
That's
you
a backup.
if you yeah, that
That's- I
if you
mean-
disagree, go with that. If you like doing that and you agree, go over there. Yeah. Heck no.
That's disgusting.
You never catch me wearing no socks.
Jody is the
Never catch me wearing no socks.
Jody
All right,
and
well-
Jillian are a part of the.
Looks like they're out.
Oh my goodness! Jillian just said she doesn't even wear socks when she works out. That is.
All right.
So y'all are out.
Looks like a large majority is still in. All right, what's the next one, Will? Having your significant other's Insta in your bio.
I gotta say it. That's a backup.
So do
for
you
me.
agree with that or disagree?
Would you do that?
So,
Come
like-
over here.
Do you guys know what that means? So like in your bio you can put someone else's like their username and like so like if someone clicks
So
on
like
it, it'd go to their
Jay
profile.
on his Instagram, in his bio would @Kelly Cram. Okay, Jay says of course.
All right, Jay, you're
You're
out.
out because everyone
Sorry about ya.
else does not approve.
You're wrong though. The moon is real, Jay. All right, what's the next one?
Double texting. Sending
you-
another text if they don't respond after the first one. I gotta say I do that all the time.
This one could be a split
This is a big yep for me.
or not.
I do this all the time.
I do it a lot, but they're back to back.
They're
It's-
back to back.
It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
I wait 10 minutes and then
No,
send.
no,
It's
no.
like
Occasionally
Boom, boom.
I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
most of the time it's like a story and I just send a lot. Maybe 5.
all right, well, you're out.
Sorry.
Sorry about you. I think it's just everyone's
I
going
don't
to
know that
one
we're
side.
Gonna get 2 winners.
You guys can disagree
Like,
with
be
everyone
bold.
else. Like, you can be different if you want. You don't have to choose whatever else is choosing. I mean, that's true, but like, it'd be cool to have like a 50-50 split.
Be bold. Be real.
Yeah. Don't be real, be rare. All right, what's the next one? Boba tea.
I'm gonna be honest, I never tried it.
Never had boba.
Except for the boba you make at home from
You like
Costco.
drink up blueberries? Is that what
And
it is?
that was disgusting.
If you like boba, go over there. If you don't like boba, go over here and let's see who
Homemade boba
wins.
from Costco, do not recommend. Oh, this is looking like
There's some people that are out. There's some
the
people.
who like boba are in the minority.
Wow. All right,
We
well,
have a lot of non-boba fans.
if you're on this side, you are out. But we respect your decision on liking boba.
yeah.
I just have no clue what boba is.
It's like Orbeez and milk tea.
Yeah. I don't really know what it is.
Sounds
It's like blueberries or
terrible.
something?
I just want to make sure you're not. This isn't fun if you're just doing it what everybody else is doing. So you got to be honest with your opinions, whether you like stuff or not like stuff. Otherwise, it's lame.
Exactly.
Nobody likes boba, though, huh? All right.
A few people did.
Yeah.
All right. So be honest. Don't just go with what your friend's doing. Go in the opposite direction if you want, because that's fun. All right.
Shake it up a
What's the
little bit.
next one? Fortnite. Fortnite.
I gotta say,
If
that's
you
a
like Fortnite,
big
go over there. If
backup
you
for
don't like
me.
Fortnite, go over there. Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
think the backup side is winning.
There you go. Now we got some people
the
being
backup
honest.
side is winning.
Yeah. I definitely know there's some Fortnite people in here that are not being honest. Quentin, you like Fortnite. You like
Quentin
Fortnite.
was just called
Yes,
out.
sir. All of you guys like Fortnite. Oh, yeah, you're definitely lying. All right, you guys
believe it.
go ahead and
I don't
sit.
believe
Go ahead and
it.
sit down. Thank you for being honest,
Way
though.
to be honest.
We respect that you like Fortnite. Fortnite's awesome. It was revolutionary. Revolutionary to the gaming industry, if you want to be for real. Don't be real, be rare.
Be rare. Making TikToks.
Making
Yup.
TikToks.
Making
We're back
TikToks.
up.
Thoughts on making TikToks?
If you like making TikToks, go over there.
Oh,
Ethan Gordon, you a TikTok man?
I'll be honest. I make a lot of TikToks and then just keep them private. Do not post any of them.
All right, well,
the backup side is definitely winning. Sorry, girls.
sorry guys. It's all right. We'll get them next time. You can make all the TikToks you want now since you're sitting down.
Make them while you're watching
So-
the rest of the game.
Make TikToks about this game. That'd be
Oh,
fun. Make us
That'd
go
be fun,
viral.
huh?
All right, next one. William Shapiro is leaving messages
unread.
unread.
that is the
This is the worst thing
This
of
is
all
terrible.
time.
I think
If you purposely don't read text messages,
Man.
just grow up.
I mean,
Read them.
I have some friends who have hundreds of unread text messages.
Your
Are you talking about-
mom. Your
And
mom
that-
has like thousands.
Isn't you said
It
Kindle
gives
does
me
that?
Anxiety.
The red
Kindle.
bubble.
11,000 unread text
How many
messages.
unread texts does Kindle have? What's her notification bubble say?
How many unread messages do you have? 700? What?
Carson has 705 unread
is-
text messages.
That is the worst ever.
That makes me anxious.
1,124? Nah.
Goodness.
11. All right, go ahead and have a seat. It's all right.
That's
You guys
terrible.
deserve to have a seat now.
The red bubble gives me
You guys
anxiety.
do deserve to have a
You
seat.
guys deserve to
stresses
sit
me out.
down. So the Fortnite people didn't, but you guys definitely do. Like for sure.
Oh, goodness.
All right, Will.
Next.
Billiam. Dabbing.
How do we feel?
Where are my dabbers at? Who dabs?
I honestly
Who
think at this
dabs?
point
I know
it's
you
just
guys
funny.
dab. You definitely
I
dab.
feel like
You got to be honest. If you have hit a dab in the last 3 weeks, go to that side. If you have dabbed in
Be
the last
honest.
3 weeks, go to that side. Oh, you just dabbed.
Colin is making his way over.
All right, next one. Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Who uses Snapchat? Who uses Snapchat?
Oh, this one's making a move.
No one over here uses Snapchat? Alex, I Snapchat you. You have to go to that side, dude. I Snapchatted you yesterday.
Alex, you tried.
All right. I think it's you guys
think
again.
Y'all are out. I'm so
It's all right.
sorry.
Marius, Alex.
Okay, if you're still in, come to the middle so you actually have to move and choose a side and you can stay there.
Because you guys should just easily stand there
You
the whole
just
time and not
stay
do
in.
anything.
And be honest. Don't stay with your friend.
Don't go with your friend. Do whatever you want.
All right, well, what's our next one?
Brussels sprouts.
Big fan of Brussels
Let's
sprouts.
go. We got some honesty.
Atta
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
Got some
Atta
honesty.
girl.
You put a little oil on them.
All right.
Some seasoning.
Go ahead and have a
roast
seat. It's
them.
all right.
Nothing makes me more happy.
They're so good.
All right. Next one is chewing gum in class. If you chew gum in class, go over there. If you don't chew gum in
I'm
class,
not really sure who would say
stay
no.
over here.
The few
I don't know who
boys.
doesn't chew gum.
Well, there's a few. Oh, they banned it at Martine's school, so he
it's
cannot
well-
chew gum in class.
Sorry, but you got to
boys.
sit down.
Y'all are out.
It's all right. Maybe you chew gum next year. I don't know. Okay.
All right, what's next?
Bologna.
Bologna.
Who likes bologna?
I don't
Be
think
honest.
I've had bologna
Be
since
honest.
I was like 6.
Who likes bologna?
But making a face in bologna, like a little smiley face, is actually really fun.
Never had it. Never had bologna. Should probably get on that.
Maybe we should make bologna a part of our game this Wednesday.
Yeah, we should eat bologna on Wednesday.
That
You gonna
sounds
play?
Fun.
All right, next
one's
one
out on
is
that one.
studying for test. If you study for tests, go over there. If you don't study for test, all right,
I'm gonna be
one
so
person has
honest.
to study,
I'm gonna be
right?
so real. I didn't study for tests until I got to college.
All right, I guess I didn't either, but
So I believe that.
all right, next one. Gym
Gym
class. Who enjoys gym class?
I actually don't.
Wow.
I liked my yoga class. That
Wow.
was really fun.
Well, sorry,
Sorry,
ladies,
girls,
but
have a seat.
Absolutely.
Way to be honest.
It's all right.
Thank you for being honest.
thank you for your honesty. How in the world do we have 2 best friends
Okay, we have
still
5 left.
in? You know what I'm saying? That's fair. Next one is mustard.
This is a
Who
big
likes mustard?
backup
Be
for
for
me.
real. Be
Mustard
for real.
is the
So
best.
honest.
If you have eaten
I
mustard in the last
hate
3 weeks,
mustard.
you got to go over there. I'm going to go over here because I enjoy
I
it.
hate it. Well, y'all are out. I'm
More
so
of a relish
sorry.
man. More of a relish man, but
Big
thank you for your
ketchup
honesty.
fan. Big ketchup
I'm
fan.
team mustard. I'm team mustard.
No.
Team relish.
I don't even like honey mustard. That's gross.
What?
Oh.
You know Chick-fil-A sauce is literally honey mustard and barbecue sauce,
No,
right?
I can't.
All right, next one. School dances. Who likes school dance? Yeah, there we
All
go.
right, Everett.
Everett.
Atta boy.
Everett hangs out on the back walls. Yeah.
Everett, way to be honest.
All right.
But you're out.
Thank you, though. 3 left. All right, next one. Among Us. Who plays Among Us? You guys play Among Us. Have you
No,
played
but
Among
do
Us
you
in the
like
last
Among
3
Us?
months?
Are you fans of Among Us? In the last
I enjoy Among Us.
Did you like it when you played it? Oh, he wasn't even a fan when he played.
All right, whatever. All right, next one. No one likes Among Us. Just dumb. PDA. Whoa.
Back. You know, that's
Everyone
a rule at
hates
church.
PDA.
PDA
That's
is
fair.
not allowed.
Yeah, PDA
Not
sucks.
at camp, no PDA.
So that's fair. All right, next one. Last one. Last one is being real on Be Real. Do you guys even know what Be Real is? Don't be
Yeah,
real, be
yeah.
rare. Uh-oh.
There you go. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah?
He's
Uh,
got it.
They
Take your Be
tied.
Real right now. Did it say those
It's
like
4 to
Be Real?
4.
It's 4-4. All right, let's do each group pick one person and we'll do a little Gorilla Man gun.
Ooh.
All right. Pick one
So of the
representative
4.
from your 4.
From your grade.
Of the 4.
All
Are
right.
you the only
All right,
eighth
go
grader?
Come
on
up here.
stage.
Uh-oh. You know what it is. Do you know what Gorilla Man gun is? You know what Gorilla Man gun is? Gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. And
The 6th grade girls get the point.
6th grade girls get the points. If you tie, all right?
So it's
You guys
rock,
ready?
Paper, scissors. You're gonna go
So back to back, and you're gonna either choose gorilla, man,
or
gun.
gun.
All right?
All right.
All right. Are you guys
You
ready?
guys have to sing along.
You guys ready? You guys ready to sing along? All right. Gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. Gorilla beats the man beats the gun beats the gorilla. If you tie, you die. 1, 2, 3. Oh! 6th grade girls!
Boys.
6th grade girls.
6th grade girls get the points.
Way to go.
Sorting through the many perspectives takes work. The seemingly never-ending opinions can get noisy. But what if we choose to change our vantage point? Think bigger. Dig deeper. Change the dialogue. Discovering the truth above it all. It's time to elevate the conversation.
What's going on, everybody? I'm proud of those of you that were very honest about your answers in that game. But it didn't quite go as well as I thought it was going to go, to be quite honest. Marin and Ethan. Welcome, guys. We're doing just like a real quick 1-week series called Elevate. We're talking about doing life together, which is something that we talk about a lot here at First. And this week's bottom line is when it just comes to authentic community, you get out what you put into it. So some things are scarier when you have to do them alone. Just think about that for a second. Like haunted houses would be much scarier if you were doing it alone. Presenting in front of your class by yourself is much harder than when you're doing it with a group, right? Trying out for a team that you're trying for is much harder when you don't know a single person on that team, right? Life is easier when you're doing it with people you know, people that you trust, right? How many of you have ever been to like Worlds of Fun, right? Yeah. So when I was in like middle school, I was like probably middle school or elementary school. Middle school. I was definitely in middle school. When the what's the thing called? The Ripcord. Yeah, when Ripcord came out, like they just built it. It was like the new scary thing that everybody wanted to do. You had to like, so there is no way that I would have done that. I was terrified of heights. I did love roller coasters, but it was different because I was like strapped in. But I remember getting like like all of my friends, we went there for like a school trip. All of my friends wanted to do the Ripcord, and I was like, there's no way I'm doing that. But they talked me into it. Super glad I did it because it was so much easier to do that when you're with people that you liked, right? Things are just simply better and less frightening when we can live life together with other people. And church is the exact same way. We're not saying that faith is scary or frightening, but there are parts of our life that can be confusing, right? It's easy and natural to deal with doubts and struggles. All of that is less intimidating if you don't have to do it alone. And that's one of the reasons that we have small groups. That's one of the reasons why we've got small groups. We don't want to do church just to like sit and listen to a lecture. We don't want it to be that kind of experience. It's not a monologue from the stage. It's not me or Rob or Marin or Ethan or Pastor Randall or whoever talking at you. We want it to be a dialogue. We want it to be a conversation between you and other people. We want it to be a place where you can live life together alongside of other people. So the concept of small groups sounds really nice, but I recognize that it's not everybody's favorite in this room. Maybe you're not even sure why we do them. You may not even be really into your specific small group, and for good reason. For example, maybe you already have friends, and you're thinking, I don't need a small group. I've got my people. Why do I have to be friends with people at church? It just feels forced and weird. Maybe you don't like some of the people in your group. Look, we get it. We don't just assume that if we put a group of people in the same room, that they're all of a sudden going to be all BFFs, right? Sometimes people annoy people. Sometimes people don't have anything in common. Sometimes people struggle with personality differences. Sometimes you may even wonder, am I supposed to fit in with this group? Or are they supposed to fit in with me? Either way, something is just a little off. Maybe you don't trust some of the people in your group. Maybe you, like most of the people in your group, or maybe you like most of the people in your group, but you don't necessarily trust them. You're pretty sure that if you shared something really deep and personal,
Maybe somebody's going to make a joke. Maybe somebody's going to talk about it outside of the group. You simply just don't know the people in your group well enough to trust them. You don't know what they say or do outside of your group time. Being open and honest and vulnerable sounds really good, but you're just not sure if you can trust the people in your group. Maybe you feel judged. Look, maybe you feel like your history or your reputation isn't the best. Maybe you're one thing at school and you're another thing here. Maybe you've made some mistakes in your past, or maybe you're new to church and you don't even know much about Christianity or the Bible. Maybe you're not even sure what you think about this whole like religion thing. And if you were really, really honest, you'd admit that you're a little nervous to speak up. You wonder things like, what if I sound stupid? What if I don't know what I'm talking about? Or you think, I can't say anything in small group. I'm not well behaved enough. I don't have that kind of reputation. No matter how much we say from stage that doesn't matter, that it doesn't matter what you've done, that you're always welcome in your small group, we still get that it's difficult to truly believe that message. Maybe you don't want to talk to other people. Maybe you're not much of a talker in any situation, or maybe you feel like you come to church to connect with God. You don't have to talk to other people to do that. It's not that you think it's bad or wrong. You just hate it when you're talking and other people are looking at you. So small group is actually kind of nerve-wracking for you. And again, we totally get it. This list could go on and on. Maybe it's a different reason. Maybe you find yourself in small group wondering, like, what are we supposed to be doing here? Maybe you're counting the minutes until you can leave and go get something to eat. Maybe you don't even go to small group. Instead, after the service ends and we dismiss the small groups, you guys bounce because the small group time just isn't your thing. I've ran into some people in the hallway that's like, awkward. Sometimes you may simply wonder, what is the point of small groups? And that's what we're going to talk about for the next few minutes. So let's start by taking it all the way back to the beginning, like the very, very beginning. You may have heard of the very first chapter of the very first book in the Bible, Genesis, right? It starts with, in the beginning, God created, followed by like a whole chapter listing all of the things that God created and how God ranked each thing. It's like when God created light, God labeled it as good. When God created the sky, he said it was good. The land and the plants, good. The sun and the moon, good. The animals in the ocean and the sky, good. The animals on the land, you guessed it, good. But then God looks at his creation in human form, and this is what he said. It is not good for the man to be alone. Did you catch that? The first not good thing in all of creation was being alone. What's my point here? Some of us are like, oh no, but I really love my alone time. I'm right there with you. What's my point though? Here it is. We are wired to not be alone. We are designed for connection. We are made to do life together with other people. But you know that already because you know what your friendships mean to you. You can tell that you're wired for connection by the way that you feel. Like that weird disappointment when you FaceTime your friend and they don't answer. You can tell you're wired for connection by the way when something good happens to you, you almost immediately send a text to that one friend. You know that you're wired for connection by the way that you feel when something terrible or unexpected happens and you just need somebody to talk to. So why does small group matter if you already have other connections? If you already have friends? Well, small groups matter because your spiritual growth matters. And this is more than just somebody to hang out with or snap with. This is secure, unfailing acceptance and connection with other people. There's another place in Scripture where we see how important going through life together is. And the author of Hebrews had something to say about this in a letter to some of the very first Christians trying to figure all of this out. So let's check it out together. It says, "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope that we affirm. For God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works, and let us not neglect our meeting together, as some have." Can you go to the next one? As some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. Don't miss this. This is a big deal. The writer of Hebrews is talking to Jewish Christians, which basically meant that they could be facing either execution or excommunication. That just means like exclusion from their community. They could be kicked out of their community. They could be kicked out of their families if they weren't even killed because of their belief in Jesus. This wasn't just saying, hey, if it's not too much, could you skip gaming for a night and make time to come to small group? No, this is like, this ask from the writer of Hebrews is saying meeting together consistently is worth the risk of putting your life on the line for them. They were hard times back then. The writer of Hebrews stresses, don't give up meeting together. Why? Because we know at least two things happen when we do meet together. The first is hope happens when we meet together. What is hope? It's being convinced that our future is better than our now. And we all need that. Without hope, we don't end things like racism. We don't fight global warming. We don't rescue the abused. We don't feed the needy. We don't clothe the homeless. Without hope, instead of finding a reason to fight for what's good and right, we let evil make itself at home in our world. The hope that things can be different is what motivates us to act. And it isn't just hope for the world. When we meet together, it reminds us that there's hope in our own lives. Hope for better days ahead. Hope that the next week might be better than the last. And second, love and good deeds happen when we meet together. We make each other better. We make each other stronger. Another writer said it in this way when he said, iron sharpens iron, meaning that we can make each other better. Meaning meeting together calls us up and holds us accountable to set a higher standard of who we can imagine that we can become. Maybe the most important phrase in that entire passage is not giving up. The writer of Hebrews knew that it would be super tempting to skip this like living life together part of following Jesus. The author knew that meeting together would require like commitment and sacrifice on all of our behalves. Showing up and connecting requires reprioritizing our schedules, guarding the time that you get when you're with your group. Meeting together doesn't always seem easy when there are other things that you could be doing. And I'm not just talking about meeting together with like the other mid-schoolers or high schoolers in your group. In fact, a lot of the book of Hebrews is devoted to the idea of having a leader, a person who knows God and is like a little further along than you in your life, like a mentor. The truth is, we all need somebody, an adult somebody outside of our families who can help us figure out life. That's what your leader in your small group, that's what your leaders in your small groups signed up for. They want to do this. They actually want to do this. They signed up for like real conversations with you about your real life. They don't need a fake or perfect version of Everett, of Macias, of Liv. They don't need fake versions of you. They need real versions of you. And here's what I'm getting at. This idea of community in Hebrews is more than just like a good group of friends. This wasn't just like an average group of friends watching football together or the people that you make TikToks with. This was like ride or die kind of lifestyle. These were like the kinds of friends and leaders who like encouraged you, who cheered for you, who said real stuff to you, who listen when you say real things to them, who love you enough to tell you that it's what's real even when you don't really want to hear that, who stick up for you when somebody talks bad about you or tries to hurt you. This is bigger than just hanging out. This is what we call community. And here's the deal. The people who were meeting together in the original church, they weren't all alike. They weren't all friends before they went to church together. They didn't even agree on everything. In fact, if I can be real with you for a second, part of being a mature person is understanding that you don't have to be like other people to love them well. I know some of you are thinking, yeah, but like my small group sounds nothing like that. But imagine with me for a second, what if it could? What would that take? The fact is, what's said in this verse can be true of each of your small groups. It can be true of each of your experiences in your small groups. Think about it. Meeting together, motivating each other towards love and good works, and encouraging each other can be the reality of every single person in this room. But let's be honest. You have to be willing to put something into it for that to happen. Each of us. Can't just be like two people in our groups have to be willing to put something into it. But collectively we do. In other words, when it comes to your small group, you get out what you put in. Either your small group experience in middle school and high school will be great, or it won't. And this isn't something that your leader can do for you. Ultimately, your group experience will be what you and your group decide it will be. And here's why that matters so much. The quality of your middle school and high school years will be impacted for better or worse by your small groups. What you put in here affects every other area of your life. I can introduce you to graduate after graduate from the past 10, 12 years that I've been helping out in the student ministry at First, even before I was on staff. I can introduce you to graduate after graduate who looks back on their years in middle school and high school and tells stories of their small group being some of their best memories that they made. The toughest conversations happened there. The most important moments happened there. But I can also introduce you to graduates who say the absolute opposite. For them, it was just an hour a week, sitting in a group of people who weren't really real, who didn't really care about each other, and ultimately, it didn't really affect them. Both are possible. Both are possible for each of you in this room. But it's ultimately up to you which way you want it to roll. But how? What could and should we put into our small group experience? And I'm sure there's a lot, but let's just start with a few things. First thing, be present. Commit to showing up to your small group every week. Give it a chance. Be consistent. Be open to what could possibly happen. You never know what you could get out of the time that you spend with your group. If you only invest the time, you know the difference between the parts of your life where you actually try and you care versus the parts of life where you just kind of pretend to try and pretend to care. Don't pretend in small groups. Try to give it your all and just see what happens. What have you got to lose, right? Second thing is create a safe space, a safe place. This is not about being nice. This is about being real with each other. What happens when you're in a place where you know what you said will be talked about later by the people in a small group? You say less, right? You pretend more. And in a way, you become fake because you feel as if you can't, it's like you don't need more of that. You need a place where you can be safe enough to be real. But this is something that doesn't happen very naturally. This is something that you plan for, you fight for daily. This is something that you call out when somebody does or shares something after a group in a way that makes group time kind of like an unsafe place for people. A real safe place is possible, but it takes a commitment, a strong commitment, a fierce commitment to protecting the safety of your group time together. And the last thing that I'm going to say is make it personal. Remember that you get out what you put in. You can't expect somebody to share if you're not sharing as well. You have to make the effort to get to know the people and to care about them too. Send them a text. Start the conversation. Sit with someone from your group in service who you don't normally sit with. Don't pretend like you don't know each other at school. We've all experienced that, right? I experience that when I'm in your schools. It's like some of you blow by me like, who is that guy? I see it at football games, same thing. Don't pretend that you don't know each other at school. Welcome somebody new in the group. Be willing to talk it out when you need to, even when it's really hard. So what's the point? The point is that we were made for more than just surface level relationships. We were made for a relationship with God that we can experience with other people in a really real way. We can literally alter our experience at church and ultimately grow our relationship with God by altering the investment that we put into small groups. Maybe this just sounds like something that you want. Maybe knowing your current small group, it seems like absolutely impossible. But just imagine for a second with me, what if this was your small group experience? How different would your years in middle school and your years in high school be? If you had a group of people who were always showing up for each other, people who were safe and real with each other, people who knew you, like the real you, people who were living life together. That's what small group can be. Whether that's true for your small group is entirely up to each of you. And that's what we want you to talk about when you meet this week in your small groups. Because when it comes to small groups, you get out what you put in. Let's pray together. God, thanks for your goodness. Thanks for clearly laying out your intentions of how to live our life. Thanks for laying out for us how we can get the most out of life. And obviously, when we read Scripture, you did not intend for us to do it in isolation of one another and alone, but you created us to do this and to understand you better because of the people that we are with. God, I pray that our students can start to understand that in a really difficult period of time in their life. When they just want to fit in, they just want to look like other people, they want to blend in. And God, you have way more for them than that. So God, I pray for the groups right now that are like struggling, that don't connect well with one another. God, that we can look beyond the things that make us different, but we can see the things that unite us, and that's you. And we can be real and honest and open with one another. And then that can transform this student ministry. That can transform this church. That can transform this community. That can transform Kansas City. That can transform our country and the world. All because, God, of how you designed us. So, God, I pray for our time together. God, I thank you for our leaders that are so intentional about wanting to invest in these students. I pray, God, that we don't take them for granted. And, Father, I just pray for great conversation today as we dive in to talking about what community looks like in our small groups. So, God, we thank you for being here in this place. And, God, we pray for a great week ahead for these students. Amen.